Hello, my loves. Today we have a 26-minute full upper body Pilates. I'm going to be taking you through with a voiceover today because I will be releasing a program very soon and I wanted to give you a taste of what it's going to be like. So let's get started. No equipment, starting off on the mat in a kneeling position. You can roll up the mat if you need to support the knees. We're going to start off with our rib cage closures. So inhale, lengthening through. Exhale, belly button to spine as you draw the arms down. Nice. Very slow here. So as you inhale, reaching up overhead, filling the diaphragm up with air. There's no tension on the core on the inhale. Just relaxing all the way through as you stretch. Exhale, place your attention on your core. Bring the belly button into spine. And this is going to establish that deep core connection. There will be quite a few ribcage closures all the way through, so it's important to get this movement down just to start off. Very nice. Bring it down. We're coming into our all fours position for our all fours abdominals. So here we're going to continue to establish that deep core connection. As you inhale, don't worry about how you look. Just drop through your belly, stretch through, let it completely relax. You're not arching through the spine, you're just letting yourself naturally decompress. As you exhale, you're going to draw your belly button to spine. You're going to hear me say that so often because that is the most important thing you can focus on when it comes to, or concept you can focus on in Pilates, is just making sure we're engaging the core properly. So inhale as you lengthen, exhale, drawing the navel in, condensing through the core. And this is going to create that neutral spine. Beautiful. This is essentially creating the body's core set. So as you inhale, dropping through, exhale, wrapping around the TA. Nice. Now you can come into a seated position, whatever is comfortable. You can do crisscross applesauce, you can sit on your legs like I'm doing here, or you can roll up the mat to protect the knees and move into a kneeling position, whatever is most comfortable for you for these shoulder rolls. So you're going to draw your fingertips onto your shoulders. Inhale, draw circles with the elbows. So as you draw in, you're reaching through the front, you're hollowing out through the spine. Exhale, bringing it back as you arch through nice and slow. We're just waking up the body. Absolutely stunning. Following the pace of your breath. When you allow yourself to follow the pace of your own breath, this really helps you reduce those stress levels, just easing into your movement. You see how I'm inhaling as I draw the elbows forward, exhaling as I pull them back. Nice. Now coming back into our all fours position, let's get into the movement. We're going to start off with some Pilates push-ups with a hamstring curl. So you're keeping the hips aligned and you're keeping your palms or your hands right underneath your shoulders, drawing the elbows straight back into the obliques. I know we typically like to bow our elbows out to the sides of the mat, but it's really important to draw them straight back into the obliques. You're going to inhale down, exhale, press up through the palms, pushing the mat away. As you do so, you're also bringing that toe in, pointed toe, dragging through the hamstring. Very nice. So inhale down, drag the heel in towards the butt. Exhale, pressing out. You're placing tension throughout the entire body on that exhale. So inhale, lengthen. Exhale, push away. Nice. Now, coming into our bird dog crunch. You're going to inhale, pressing out through the right arm and left leg. Exhale, drawing the knee and elbow into the center, into your core canister. Very nice. And we want to make sure we're not moving the rest of our body with it. It's really easy to. We're really going to focus on our stabilizers, keeping our hips parallel to the mat. Inhale, reach out through the core, stretch through the abdominals. Exhale, belly button to spine. Draw the limbs in with your core. Just like that. We really want to focus on isolating the limbs as you draw in. Beautiful. Nice. Dropping through and extending towards the other side to continue for those bird dog crunches. Again, inhaling, reaching out, stretching out towards either side of the mat. Exhale, pulling in through your core canister. Beautiful. Remembering to move at the pace of your own breath. This is your movement. I'm only guiding you through. We're in no rush. Absolutely stunning. Continuing through for about 20 more seconds. Really slowing it down. It's all about moving through with control and precision. Beautiful. Shaking out the shoulders, dragging it back down. We're going to go into a little arm series. Inhale, raise the arms up, tapping the palms into your shoulders, keeping the elbows aligned with your shoulders as you draw in through the biceps. Nice. You're going to inhale, lengthen out right in front of you. Exhale, draw in through the biceps, palms facing the top of your shoulders. Just breathing through. Again, of course, you have the option to roll up the edge of your mat and come into a high kneeling position if your knees are bothering you. Matching the pace of your breath. Feeling the muscles start to burn, breathe through. Nice. Drawing out, moving the palms out laterally. We're going to pull up and in. So inhale as you scoop the palms underneath. Exhale as you rotate the palms over, facing parallel to the mat. Getting a nice, deep shoulder burn. Utilizing your exhale to bring you that endurance to push through. Disassociate from the pain. Truly disassociate from it. Detach yourself. Just continue with the movement. No emotion, just motion. Really focus in on your breath, on your core. With each inhale, lengthening through the diaphragm, through the TA. Exhale, belly button to spine. Very nice. Straight in, we're drawing back into an elevated frontal bicep curl. Pushing through, we're only here for about 20 more seconds. Inhale, lengthen out in front. Exhale, pulling it back in. Just like that. Exhaling through the tension. You've got this. Beautiful. Now we're gonna drop down, shake it out, shimmy it out, let the tension go. This is the best way to release that shoulder tension. Just let yourself loose. Now, when you're ready, transitioning back into all fours, we're going into the other side of this Pilates push-up. So this time we're drawing up through the left leg. You're gonna inhale, descend down to the mat. Exhale, press up through the triceps. The elbows are coming straight back into the obliques. Very nice. At your own pace. I know the arms are burning, but yes, you can. Push through. Inhale down, exhale, press the mat away. Beautiful. We're toning and sculpting those arms. Remembering to place that tension on the hamstring as you come down into the push-up. Beautiful. Nice. Bringing it back down. Taking a moment. Reaching up for that bird dog crunch again. If you find yourself a little bit shaky, we just need to place our attention back on our core stabilizers. In the all fours position, inhale, let the belly relax. Exhale, belly button to spine, pull it in. Recenter yourself, hips are parallel to the mat, all the way through. Moving as slowly as you need to articulate with form. Very nice. Moving through just like this, you have about 15 more seconds. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, drawing the limbs into your center. Stunning. Dropping down and moving to the other side. Really slowing it down as we work through the core. Inhale, lengthen out, really pressing through your fingertips and your toes as you stretch out towards either side of the mat. Exhale, pulling in, belly button to spine. The core is engaged. Absolutely stunning. Pushing through, digging deep. You've got this. For 15 more seconds. You can do anything for 5 more seconds. Beautiful. Dropping down. I'm going to widen out, stretch out the shoulders a little bit. A little child's pose action here. Just for a moment. Give yourself a break, get some water, whatever it is you may need. We're going to come back into our seated position for wide to elevated bicep curls. Beautiful. Inhale, drawing in. Exhale, pushing out. Or excuse me, we're actually going to inhale as we push out. Exhale as we pull in through the biceps here. Just like that. Inhale, press out, palms up towards the sky. Exhale, pull in, bicep curl. Inhale, out and down. Resetting each time. Beautiful. Bringing your attention to your core as you do so. Very nice. You can see here, as I extend out and down, it's matching the movement of my breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, belly button to spine. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, belly button to spine. Just like that. Continuing that motion. Beautiful. Taking a few deep breaths. Now pulling in, we're going to come up and back. Inhale, raising the arms up. Exhale, rotating the palms back into a tricep press. Just like this. I'm going to rotate around just so you can see the full range of motion. You're going to inhale, pushing the palms up in front of you. Exhale, bringing the elbows straight back into the obliques as close to the body as possible. And you're going to press through the triceps, palms facing up towards the sky, the ceiling, whatever it may be. Beautiful, just like that. We're moving through as if we're moving through honey. Nice and slow movements. Breathing through. Nice. Pulsing through those triceps on the last rep. We're here for about a minute. Palms are facing up, keeping the gaze and chin down, protecting the spine. Nice. You're going to count for 5 pulses. So every time you pulse for 5, you're going to inhale, exhale, pulse for 5 more. And this is going to be your breath pattern throughout. Inhale for 5, exhale for 5, and repeat. Very nice. Keeping the shoulders down, back and away from the ears. Spine is neutral for about 10 more seconds. Beautiful. Now we're going to reach up, drawing the elbows straight back, keeping it in the same plane of motion all the way through. The goal here is precision. I'm going to roll up the mat just to give my knees a little bit of cushion here. You're hinging through the hips, neutral spine, chin and gaze down. You're pressing through. So inhale, reaching through the fingertips as you stretch out through the lats. Exhale, drawing the elbows straight back into a 90-90. And you're condensing through those upper back muscles. Beautiful. Inhale, lengthening through. Exhale, slowly pulling back. Breathing through. Now we're going into the same positioning, by the way. We're going into some reverse flies with that 90-90 cactus arms. You're going to inhale as you close through. Exhale as you press out towards the back. Your elbows are pulling straight back in the same plane of motion. Very nice. Executing with precision. We're really trying to focus on pulling our elbows back to the same position every single rep. Inhale, close. Exhale, open. Very nice. For these last 15 seconds, I want you to reverse the breathing. So you're going to exhale as you close. Or exhale as you open, inhale as you close. Beautiful. Coming up, taking a breath, letting your arms have a rest, stretching out, whatever feels good. We're going to roll the mat back down. Nice. Now moving into some core. We're going to place the heels on either side of the mat and slowly roll down to the mat, vertebrae by vertebrae. As you inhale, you're lengthening out. Exhale, pulling through the core, keeping the heels placed firmly on the mat, or actually placed gently on the mat. As you move through, Inhale, lengthen. You're not letting your hands touch the ground as you lengthen out at the bottom of the movement. We're only moving back as far as our shoulder range of motion will allow. Just like this. Exhale, pulling up through the core, allowing yourself to move up vertebrae by vertebrae. Absolutely stunning. Now, as we move into this next movement, your inhale, lengthening out, just the same. Exhale, pulling through each leg. One by one, we're alternating through the legs. Keeping the leg as straight as possible. It may be slightly bent if your hamstrings are tight, that's okay. As long as we are pulling up with our core instead of our hip flexors. Option for a modification here, you can pull up through a bent leg. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pulling in through the core, navel to spine. We're making sure our back is firmly imprinted on the mat. So you're tucking your tail slightly under. There's no space between your back and the mat. We're protecting that spinal column. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pulling in towards the center. Nice. Drawing the knees in. We're going to scooch down to a comfortable position. Peel the upper body off the mat. We're placing our tension on the core as we move through. Your right leg is bent. You're pulling that knee in towards the center, while your left leg is long. Pointed toes. Keeping that constant tension on the core, like I said. Inhale as you tap down with the bent leg. Exhale as you tap down with the standing leg or the lengthened leg. Just like this. Alternating through nice and slow. If you find that your back is peeling off of the mat as you lower the longer leg, we just need to alter our range of motion. And here's an option for a modification here, bending the legs all the way through as you tap down. Very nice. Ooh, dropping it down only to pick it right back up where we left off. Extending towards the other side now. We're clasping the hands behind the neck, but we're not letting our head rest. Tucking the chin down into the chest all the way through. This is ensuring that we are just really focusing on that time under tension as we move through the core canister. Inhale, tap down with the bent leg. Exhale, lengthen out with the standing leg or lengthened leg. Beautiful. And feel free to switch between the modification and the standard movement as much as you'd like, as long as we are keeping it on that constant tension. Beautiful. Pressing through. Giving yourself a moment before we move into the next movement. You're going to inhale, arms up, overhead. Exhale, peeling the upper body off of the mat, keeping that 90-90 angle with the legs all the way through, just holding them there. Inhale, feel your transverse abdominis lengthen out. Exhale, navel to spine, firmly imprinting the back on the mat. Absolutely stunning. Keeping that form all the way through. Inhale, lengthen as we move away from the core. Exhale as we bring it back. As you can see, there's a little pattern here. Nice. From this movement, we're extending out into the 100, pulsing the arms for 30 seconds. So 5 in, 5 out. Inhale for 5, exhale for 5. Really pushing through, digging deep. I know this is a little bit more of a difficult movement, but you've got this, we've got this. Just keep it going, breathing through. This is the last movement, so really push through it. Very nice. And you can lay down on your mat and contemplate the movement you just did for as long as you want. That is all we have for today's session. Thank you for joining me in the practice.